How's it going? We're back with day 12 today. Let's see, it was as close to flat as possible without taking a trade. Took three trades and we're down $2. Um, Not a good day for price action. For me personally, I didn't read it superiorly well. There was only one super good area, kind of looking back at the day, that I would have wanted to take a trade at. Maybe two, but one was pre-market, and I wasn't on the charts yet. I'll be honest with you guys. Um, Still not feeling great, so I just didn't get up and get out of bed. But we'll get into it. I'll show you. I'm trading on MNQ, even though I'm getting levels off of NQ. Basically, if you watched yesterday, almost an identical trade, a little bit less of a loss. This is like 195, I believe, on 10 con, and you can see it right here. On this candle, we almost got a cross down. On this candle, we almost got a cross down. So I was kind of expecting it. Like, I wanted to see us push up into this inversion gap that we had formed right here off this opening candle that pushed down, and also formed the SIBI. And most times when I see these, I think they have a better chance of having a strong reaction if price moves all the way up through them and touches what's ever in them. So as soon as I saw this candle hit right here, I believe, right after that, basically, I was a little nervous when I saw it heading back down, so I entered on this candle. And it just kind of instantly stopped me out. You can see 2 candles later, I was out. I thought maybe there was a chance that this was going to push back down because it did it pretty quickly. But it ended up retracing, and I got out right in here. Small loss. I wasn't mad, but it was literally the exact same mistake I made yesterday. And I made a note of it in my journaling today, just to wait, because I know what I'm looking at is this relative low hadn't formed yet. It wasn't formed until this candle came back down. But I was thinking that we were going to make a relative high here off pre-market, and what I was targeting really for the day. So I marked out the low from London session, and this, what I have right here, it probably looks pretty weird, but it's a standard deviation. So you can see it marked out right here. You take the highest candle from the 7 o'clock to 7:30 range, and you mark that out, and that's a standard deviation. And you can do, and I did the same thing from you can do it from 8 to 8:30 or 9 to 9:30, and I did another one from 9 to 9:30 because it had a low to a high, and you can see it's coinciding really well with this, a relative equal high, and it's also the candle close from yesterday. So I expected price to continue up once we had cleared this high, and we had failed the cross down here, which I did like. I was hoping for puts there, but I got antsy right here. I really wanted to. I felt like I'd missed this whole move, and I was like, maybe I should have got in somewhere in here, but the system really didn't present itself that well, and even right here isn't that good. But I ended up getting in, as you can see, right there, and I got stopped out literally at break even. I lost like $5 on it just because of fees. And I made this note because I saw price get jagged up here, like we couldn't break through this high, and we kept retesting, but we made a high, then lower, then a double top there, and it wasn't conducive price action for me to see these standard deviations hit, because this was going to be my first trim, second trim, and then I was going to have a runner left. And I probably should have trimmed there at least or something, but I didn't. No, I got stopped out literally at break even, and then we get a cross down, and I like this one because the cross down happens like right after market structure shift comes right there. This candle happens, we get a little green candle and a good retest into a cross down. So I get in, I believe I got in right on that candle. Yeah, right as it closed. And I instantly got a trim off for 20 points. And then I just didn't, I'm not managing my stops well yet. Like, I'm learning market structure, but at the same time, I'm a little greedy with my stop loss. Like, I only trimmed 5, and I'm like, I don't want these to go red. I basically got back break even on the day. Pretty happy with it. Let's not blow anything out of proportion. And I put my stop in the green like a point maybe, right at break even. And if I'd been watching the actual market structure that had formed, I would probably still have my stop sitting right up here. Knowing that the market structure that we shifted, our state of delivery changed, was right above that, I think that would have been a really smart place to have my stop. I know it's 10 points of risk after the first trim, but I got 20 points. That's 2 to 1. It still would have been a green trade, even if that had ended up getting stopped out up there. But we had a really nice test here, and we finally got our move for the day. And my bias was bearish. It really was. And it looks a little bit cleaner over here, as you can tell. Get our market structure shift here. And it's basically like this relative equal high that ends up getting formed is right on par with it. It looks a lot better. In hindsight, in the moment, it's a little bit more difficult to see and understand. But I'm getting better, and I'm glad I'm able to identify it and understand what it is that's causing the market to kind of gravitate towards these areas and not disrespect them, and then finally take its move to the downside. And as you can see, this is where I was going to take my second trim on this trade, pre-market high. I probably would have taken another trim at this equal low. Might have completely gotten out. I don't know. If I still had a runner, I'd be looking for this standard deviation still. I think this is going to be our price target for the day because there was another relative equal high somewhere in here that I've already taken off the chart that we took out pretty quickly right off open, about 15 minutes into the session. And it's a little bit of a higher time frame setup that I feel like we saw yesterday. But if you go look at open from yesterday, if I can get back to it, like we get this high and then we manipulate up and we have a huge move down. And now the range is definitely a little bit bigger, which definitely has something to do with the pre-market range being bigger than this chop right here. We get a push up, we manipulate up, and then we get our big move down for the day. And I'm just trying to figure out how to identify that a little bit better. And at least in the moment, like looking back at it, yeah, it's pretty obvious that that's what happened. But how do I find that in the moment is kind of the point that I'm at. I'm really excited about what we're learning with market structure right now. I think it's pretty beneficial. And I mean, you guys can mark out 448. We're going to be there in probably, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We just made a new low. We still yet to break highs on this downtrend. I really like what we're starting to figure out about where price wants to move, how to target the correct areas that price wants to move towards, and how to understand when you're looking at a high probability setup and when not. Because what I'm really noticing is that these crosses, when they really hit, like this is well over 100 points by now, when they really are hitting, it happens right after this market structure shift. It'll have some sort of a retest. I know we don't get a fair value gap in here or anything, but this actually becomes an inversion gap once it's broken through to the downside. And you can see we come up and rip it twice, 3 times. Then we push down, break market structure, change delivery, get a nice retest in the cross down. And that's right after we've seen price get jagged and we're expecting it to reverse. It's right after 5-minute wise, this is a relative equal high that we've reclaimed after wicking a couple times. I mean, there's a bunch of confluences present on these crosses when they're really going to hit. And that's something I've got to make myself be more patient for because, I mean, compared to this trade, these trades have no semblance of enough confluence for me to be taking. And it's going to pay when I start to teach myself to be patient enough to wait this out and catch these big moves. And I'm really excited to see what the future has in store for us. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep getting better. And yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys are enjoying these concepts as much as I am. And if you have any questions or you want to see something maybe, or just have some insight for me, I'm open to anything. I'd love to hear from you guys. So thank you for watching.